Hello everyone, so this is the video for English 2 for my second, third, fifth, and eighth periods. If you're cohort 1, you should be watching this today, Tuesday, October 20th. And if you're cohort B, you should be watching this on Wednesday, October 21st. Dates are kind of confusing. And if you can see down here, you saw earlier, I'm recording this on a Monday, so it is kind of throwing me off. So today's lesson. So yesterday you should have, or the day before, you should have watched, you should have been introduced to drama, some drama terms, monologue, soliloquy, all that fun stuff. And so today I'm actually going to just be showing you a play, and I'm going to point some things out to you in the play, and you're going to point some things out to me. So this is going to help. Like I told some of y'all last year, part of y'all's unit test was reading a section of a play, and then you had to answer some questions over it. So I'm just getting used to that format in case that does come up on the test. So let me share my screen with y'all. All right, so warm up though is a little different. So y'all been working on your short stories. Hopefully you've gotten to a point. Some of y'all might have finished them already. Some of y'all are close. Some of y'all might not have started them. And if that's the case, it needs to happen soon. You'll have time tomorrow to work on it. Don't worry. So I do want to know, since this is a spooky little story, hopefully you've had some fun writing it. But I was wondering, have any of y'all created a title for your story? If so, what is it? I'd love to know. And if you don't have a title yet, have you got a title in mind? So I'm just gonna leave y'all to answer that really quick. And now you should have answered that question. So we're gonna go ahead and move on. I can't wait to see what y'all's answers are. So drama continued. The other day we did work on, I showed y'all some drama terms. We kind of talked about tragedies, comedies, all that fun stuff. If you have not watched that video, I know some of y'all were working from home and you had to watch the video. If you have not done that, you might want to, because it's got some important information in there. So drama continued. I know it says yesterday. It probably wasn't yesterday. It was probably the day before yesterday. Whichever day, we went over those dramatic elements, monologues, soliloquy, stage directions, dialogue, all that stuff. So now y'all are going to practice identifying them or looking at them. And so I'm going to show y'all just part of a play, and we're going to work together to kind of identify certain elements, dramatic elements within this play. So the play I chose to look at is A Raisin in the Sun. So the play is by Lorraine Hansberry. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, Lorraine. The play debuted on Broadway in 1959, so it's pretty old, 60, 70 years old. So the story tells about a Black family's experiences in South Chicago, I'm reading from here, as they attempt to improve their financial circumstances with an insurance payout following the death of the father of the family, I'm guessing. I have actually never read this play. I've been meaning to. It's been on my list. It's been on my play / book / poetry reading list. I just have so many things on that list. I haven't gotten around to it yet, but it is there, and I would love to read it one day. Hopefully next year, I would actually love to teach it. Hopefully that will be the case. But today you are going to read just a tiny bit of it. We're going to read some sections from this play. So let me exit out of this and let me go to the play itself. So yes, it is very small. There we go. I was like, I can zoom this in. All right, so we're just gonna run through just the first scene. We're not gonna do the whole first scene because it's pretty long, but I wanted to point out some things that are gonna be important, some things that if you do end up getting a scene to read for your unit test, you're gonna wanna be able to identify those things. So, Act 1, Scene 1. Now, all of this until Ruth, all of that is stage directions. So if you remember stage directions, actually, you'll answer that for me really quick. What are stage directions? Let me know if you remember that from the other day. All right, so hopefully you've answered. So stage directions are mostly just the description of the setting, a description of the characters, description of what's going on, the actions of the characters. And so, as you can see, we start off the younger living room, younger is their last name, would be a comfortable and well-ordered room if it were not for a number of indestructible contradictions to the state of being. Its furnishings are typical and undistinguished. Their primary feature now is that they have clearly had to accommodate the living of too many people for too many years, and they are tired. And so we have this big description of the younger household, their house. And so we talk about the couch covers and we talk about the section of the room. It's very, very descriptive. And now we get here, the time is sometime between World War II and the present, the place, Chicago South Side. And so then we describe how the day is and now what the characters are doing. So pretend, this part would be what people are seeing. This isn't going to be read out loud. Play-wise, it's just going to be seen. So Travis is asleep, an alarm clock sounds, and Ruth enters from that room and closes the door behind her. She crosses blah, 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 and she does all these things. And so make sure if you do get a section of a play, that this is always going to be italicized. The italicized parts, see that funky format, are going to be the stage directions. And so then, we have a description of Ruth. She's about 30. We can see she's a pretty girl, even exceptionally so. Life has been little that she expected. Disappointment has already begun to hang on her face. She shakes her son, and here comes the dialogue. So Ruth says, "Come on now, boy, it's 7:30. And see these actions in between. Her son sits up at last in a stupor of sleepiness." So remember, those are the directions. You're not really going to say her son sits up at last. It's going to be done. Whoever's playing the son is going to sit up and be like, "Oh man, I'm so tired." And here's the dialogue right here, not italicized. I say, "Hurry up, Travis. You ain't the only person in the world got to use a bathroom." And so then we have our descriptions again, and we see more dialogue. And so sometimes you're going to see dialogue. So there's a lot of information here, but when you get closer to sections of dialogue, you'll see you have the name and then you have the line. So the name, line, Ruth says something, Walter does some stuff, then says something. Ruth says something, Walter, and it goes back and forth like that. The more characters you add, the more there's going to be. And that's really what a play looks like the majority of the time. Now, there is one section I want to point out to y'all. So I'm going to scroll down just a bit, and we're going to get to this part in the play. I highly encourage y'all to read this play, by the way. This is, I just typed in A Raisin in the Sun PDF, and it popped up. And here, it's all here. And I actually have the play here in my classroom. So if you're going to be coming back at some point, or you are coming back, if you would like to read this play, you're more than welcome to take it. I have a lot of copies. But I wanted to go over this right. Where is it at? Did I already pass it? I hope I didn't pass it already. Hold on, weirdly enough, I'm gonna pause myself real quick and do something. So, sorry for the interruption. Back to our regularly scheduled program. Let's come back to this play. So, okay, here it is. So you see here, Ruth says, "Walter, please leave me alone." And Walter says, "A man needs a woman to back him up." And she says, "Walter." And then you get to this part. So Walter goes, Walter says, "Mama would listen to you. You know she listened to you more than she do me and Benny." And he talks quite a bit. This is something we talked about the other day. Y'all tell me. We talked about monologues and we talked about soliloquies. So y'all tell me, is this a monologue or a soliloquy? Hopefully you answered the question. If you answered monologue, you are correct. This is a monologue. So remember, monologues are when characters making a speech or talking, but they are talking to the audience or to another character. So here we are. And you can see we have a little, that's probably a pretty big monologue, but you see these tiny little ones throughout the play. And this is really, I just wanted to show y'all what a play looks like. This is if y'all happen to get this for your unit test. I mean, you won't get a raisin in the sun, but if you get a play for your unit test, this is going to be what it looks like. So, you're going to see descriptions of people, dialogue, what they're doing, how they're acting, how they're feeling. It's all good fun. Now, the odds are you won't really get a soliloquy in the play, but like I said, actually, I don't think there was one that I saw in here, but y'all tell me really quick, what is a soliloquy? Remind me, what is a soliloquy? All right, hopefully you answered that question. So soliloquies, remember, they're almost like monologues, but the character is kind of just saying their innermost thoughts. They're not talking to anybody. They're not talking to the audience or to a person. They're talking to themselves, really. And so that is what a soliloquy is. In this play, you're going to see a lot of monologues. Soliloquies are very popular in William Shakespeare plays. If you ever read a Shakespeare play, you will see a lot of times where there's a monologue. The character just kind of stands by themselves and they're just like reciting this beautiful passage of it sounds so like artistic and like, whoa, man, this is amazing. But yeah, those are, that's really what I wanted to show y'all. I just wanted y'all to see kind of the makeup of what a play looks like. It might have been a while since y'all actually looked at a play. So really quickly, I want y'all to tell me, let me do this. Just one more question. So right here, mama's part, I ain't rightly decided, this whole paragraph. I want y'all to tell me what in here, you don't have to say all of it, but y'all tell me what is a line that is stage directions. There are 2 lines in here that are supposed to be stage directions. Y'all tell me one of them, what is one of the stage directions? All right, so the 2 stage directions are right here. Thinking, she speaks now with emphasis, and she waits several seconds trying to make up her mind about something and looks at Ruth, blah, 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 blah. Those are the 2 stage directions. Remember, those are not being read out loud. Those are being performed on the stage. And that is it. That is all I have for y'all. Like I said, I just really wanted y'all to see a play and what it looks like before the unit test came, just in case that pops up. Plays are really wonderful. If you have never seen a play before, they're on YouTube. I highly recommend you watch one if you've never read a play. There are many plays out there, not just Shakespeare. I mean, you have Lorraine, and there's so many playwrights and a lot of fun subjects that I think y'all will enjoy. So I really highly encourage y'all to read a play, pick up a play, or just watch it if that is your preferred mode. All right, so that was the lesson. You answered the question, so you're good to go. If you want to work on your story, you can, but you don't technically have to. You can just work on it tomorrow when I see you. And that's it. So I will see y'all tomorrow. Those of y'all that are watching that are asynchronous, if you have any questions, please let me know. Just email me and I will get with you when I can. So I hope everyone has a great day or great afternoon or great evening whenever you're watching this. And I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.